Hello and welcome to Goff Legal. My name is Ali Goff. I am the owner and founder. We are an estate planning, trust administration, and probate firm located in California. Today, I'm going to be going over how to have a death dinner. Now, this is distinct and obviously copyrighted by Let's Talk About Death Over Dinner by Michael Herb. And this is sort of just a component of that, something I've adopted in my office that I thought you guys might find useful. So what we're going to be talking about specifically is why it is important to talk to your family about your healthcare directive and your healthcare decisions once they've been made. I have put together a short flyer informational pamphlet that'll be available on my website, Goff Legal, so you can take this, download it, and use it whenever you see fit. So first, let's go ahead and go over why this is important. So what happens, and as an estate planning attorney, I see this in the real world, what happens is when someone gets really sick or is in a coma or is incapacitated, we can't ask them questions anymore. We can't find out what their healthcare decisions would have been or what kind of burial arrangements they'd want to make or anything like that. And so there's two really important parts. One, we want to make sure that we have legal authority to make decisions. That's by executing legal documents. And two, we want to make sure that everyone knows that they exist so that they can follow the wishes and obviously get directions from the agent or from the settlor, creator, whoever you want to call this person. In this case, it's my client. So first, we want to make sure that we tell the people we've nominated that we've done that. Hi, wanted to let you know I've nominated you as my healthcare agent. Ideally, you might have done this before you actually selected them as your healthcare agent, but still it's important to let anyone who you've put in a place of authority that they might be acting someday in the future, even if they're number 2 or number 3 on the list. Second, it's a really good idea to make sure that people know where they can find documents. So you'll say, hi, I want to let you know I've executed my healthcare directive. You can find it in my binder, in the library, in my office, in the safe deposit box. My attorney's name is fill in the blank. They have a copy of it in case you need it. So that's one of the important things that you want to make sure you have written down. And then third, talking about documents, specifically healthcare decisions, really lessens any surprises that might come from reviewing a healthcare directive. For instance, if the client says, I would like my life to be ended if I'm in an irreversible coma or I have no brain activity and I'm not likely to recover. If the same client has told their family maybe 5, 10, 20 years ago, keep me alive no matter what, you can see how that's going to cause some confusion, how the legal written document is going to conflict with someone's actual memory and maybe what their wishes were at the time. So it's a really good idea just to make sure that the people who are making decisions, the family members, are aware of what the decisions are, especially if they've changed. And then on the second page of the document I've created, it goes through some of the really important questions that you might want to go over with your family, with your friends, with your agents. Again, prolong life or do not prolong life. And what does that mean? Are you an organ donor? Are you not an organ donor? Are there any restrictions on any donations you'd like to make or specific instructions? What would you like to be done with your body after death? Burial, cremation, other? Turns out there's a lot of others now. You can be turned into a diamond. You can be, spread your ashes in the sea. You can be turned into a tree, have a green burial, fill in the blank. There's a lot there. So make sure that your people know what you want. And then also talk to your agent specifically about like life-sustaining treatment. How long should that be continued? How many doctor's opinions do you want before someone removes a breathing tube or a feeding tube? What kind of environment would you like if you're in a coma? Music or visitors, any religious components to that? We also really encourage talking about what kind of treatments you might want if you're not able to make those decisions. Do you want experimental treatment? Do you want pain relief, even if it speeds up death? Do you want, again, religious might be a really important component to make sure that your agent knows, hey, I'm Catholic and these ceremonies, these rituals are really important to me and I want to make sure that you follow through with them. All of that can be accomplished by writing it down, but really by having that conversation with them. And then finally, related to healthcare decisions, we want to make sure that you have communicated about the post form. It's not the healthcare directive. It's on bright pink paper. It is a physician orders for life-sustaining treatment, and it deals with whether someone's going to be resuscitated or those sorts of things. And the documents don't conflict, but it's really important that the agent know if there is one and what wishes you want them to follow. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you a really brief, supposed to be, not super hard conversation to have. I love the idea of having this, it's dinner, have a death dinner. And it's not really exclusive to healthcare decisions. I really encourage you guys, if you're more interested in this, to look at the book, Let's Talk About Death Over Dinner by Michael Herb. There's a website, deathoverdinner.org, where you can actually select, I want to have a dinner, I'm going to invite my friends, I want us to read this short materials, and they will actually prepare the invite for you. They will get the questions ready. They will, and it's all nonprofit. It doesn't cost anything to go to the website. And it might help you and your family or your loved ones have some of these more uncomfortable conversations. And again, it's not limited to healthcare. You could have it be around your burial wishes. It could be specifically about maybe personal property, or maybe, Alzheimer's, or the things that are happening for you in your life that you want to really communicate with your family about. So that's my conversation on how to have a death dinner. I will probably circle back on this related to financials, because healthcare probably aren't the only things you should be talking to your family and your friends about, because there are things that they might need to know about your finances after you're gone. So stay tuned for that. And if you need anything, you can visit our website, gofflegal.com. Thanks so much.